right before. Okay, so then it should be easy for you. So what's the meaning of the word percent? So what is the meaning of the word percent?
100 divided the number divided by 100.
The percent means per hundred, okay? Per hundred. So percent means per hundred. So when I write 42%, what I'm saying is it's 42/100. Okay. When I say 42%, I mean 42/100. Okay. Another example, if I write 20%, what I mean is the fraction 20/100. Okay, could you close the door? So 20/100. Now note that this is a fraction. 20/100 is a fraction, right? Now each fraction can be reduced to lowest terms, right? So 20/100, if I reduce it to lowest terms, what do I get? Divided by 20.
Point two.
If I just lowest terms. So divide the numerator by 20, I get 1. Divide the denominator by 20, I get 5. So 20% is the same as 1/5. 20% is the same as 1/5. Okay. Now, so when I'm writing this 20%, then 20%. What is the meaning of that? Okay, so 20%. If I say 20% of a quantity, 20% of a quantity. What do I mean by that? 20% of a specific quantity. Maybe you went to the mall and you're buying a shirt. The price of the shirt is $60. Maybe there is a 20% sale, so you want to know how much discount you're getting, right? Yeah. So what is 20% of 60? So that's what I mean, a quantity. So what is 20% of a quantity means 20 pieces of 100 equal pieces, 100 equal pieces of that quantity. Everybody's okay?
No.
Oops. So in other words, we know that 20% is also the same as 1/5, right? So 20% of a quantity means 1/5 of the quantity. So equivalently, 20% of a quantity means, so remember, right here we said 20% is the same as 1/5. So 20% of a quantity means 1/5 of that quantity. 1/5 of that quantity. Okay. So let's. So if I want to know, so suppose anyone went to the mall recently.
Yeah.
Did you get any discount anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay. So suppose who went to? What's your name? Hussein, right? Hassan. Okay. Hassan Hassan, Hassan went to the mall. And let's say he bought a shirt. Let's say he bought a shirt, and the original price of the shirt was let's say the original price was $60, okay? $60, okay? That's the original price of the shirt. Now, the tag says it's on sale, okay? So the shirt, let's say Hassan got let's say 20% 20% of the original price as discount. Okay, so the question is, what is 20% of $60, right? So what is the question that we are asking then? What is 20% of $60, right? What is 20% of $60? Well, it means basically we know 20% means what? 20% means the same as 20. So 20. We know that 20% means the same as 20 over 100, which is the same as 1/5, right? So 20% of $60 is basically then 1/5 of $60, right? So what is 1/5 of $60? Exactly 12, right? 5 times 12 is 60. Okay, so $12 is what you got as a discount. So Hassan basically paid what? Hassan paid $48. This red thing here, that's the same as saying 0.2 multiplied with 60. Okay, and that's the same as 12. Okay, so in any case, what you need to remember is that if you want to find a certain percentage of a quantity, you multiply that quantity by that percent. Okay, you can convert the percent to either decimal, or you can convert it to a fraction and then multiply the fraction with the quantity. Is that making sense? 0.2? That's fine. If you like 0.2, if it feels easier, that's fine. But sometimes note that the decimals, sometimes one way is easier than the other way. Okay, but you can choose whatever you want to do. Okay, so let's say, let's do some basic examples. That let's say I want to change 35.2% to decimal. Well, that should be easy. 35.2%, we know it means the same as 35.2 over 100, right?
Yeah.
So I move the decimal point 2 places to the left,
3,
So I'm going to get 0.352. I don't even have to write the middle fraction here. If you have 35.2%, you just move the decimal point 2 places to the left in order to convert it to decimal. So converting to decimal is pretty easy. Another example. Let's say I want to change 0.4%. No, sorry, not 0.4%. Let's say I want to change 4% to decimal.